Folks, David here on the Vintage Future once again. Today I'm super excited because this is my first denim jacket I've had in a really long time. I've only had one other denim jacket in my life. It was an unbranded Type 3, and unbranded is a brand, by the way, the unbranded brand. It was an unbranded Type 3. Did not fit very well. It's a slim fit. Was very uncomfortable for my particular body shape and size. I probably could have sized up and it would have been good, but it was just like squeezing my arms constantly, my elbows, my shoulders, would restrict mobility when I was driving, which is kind of unsafe if you think about if you think about it. And so yeah, I moved that on and just haven't had one for like 5 years. So this is the second denim jacket I've had in my life, the first I've had in a long time, and I've really wanted to get away from the Type 3 look because everyone's got a Type 3. All the mall brand jackets, whether they're Levi's or all these other fashion brands, everyone wears a Type 3. It's so in, it's so hip, it's so trendy. I hate trendy. I don't like, I'm not looking down on the people that wear that. You know, like my wife has a Type 3 that she got at the same time we got this one because we wanted to wear them on our anniversary together, which is really cool. And I think she looks so good. It's like, so it's not that I think people look bad or whatever. I'm just saying for me, I hate dressing trendy. I hate dressing trendy. I don't want to follow the mainstream. You know, I don't want to be in or care about what the people on the catwalks are saying looks good or doesn't look good. I just want to do my own thing, you know. And so I want to, you know, go along with the Amikaze heritage stuff. So anyways, Type 1 or Type 2, that's really what my interest has been. Finally found this. Couldn't believe it. Usually I don't like Levi stuff because of like the whole outsourced, like questionable labor practices things, you know. But my wife and I were getting them together and she really wanted to do this. And so like, so that we could buy them together and it'd be like that cute couples purchase. We both got Levi's, so I'm okay with it for that reason. But $128 listed. They always run sales. So you should get something on sale for Levi's. You could even just sign up for their mailing list. You sign up for their mailing list, their email list, and you get 20% off right off the bat. But this was a 30% off sale, so I got two jackets, 30% off on this, knocked it down to $89. $89 for this thing. And once you see the details on it, it's like, I don't think anybody could not think this is a great jacket. Is it the most historically accurate? Absolutely not. But it's got a lot of the things that you want to see in a Type 1. Like it has a lot of vintage homage, okay? A lot of those classic details that you see on a Type 1, it's got it all almost. And for $89, and they actually constructed it pretty well. So it's like for $89, I don't think anybody could level a criticism against this jacket. And it might be the best deal for a Type 1 out there. I looked at some other brands that are known for being budget brands like Red Tornado and stuff like that, but even this 89, 80, you just can't touch it. And it's a Levi's, so I don't love Levi's because they're basically a fashion brand at this point, but they are the original blue jean company as we know it, right? So it's cool. It's got that red tab, you know. So anyways, let's go in for a closer look and I'll just walk you through all the details of this jacket and you can see fit pics and all that stuff. And then hopefully I wear it for a really long time. But I've had it for like 2 days and I'm elated. I initially got it. It was a little stiff and starchy or whatever and just a little big. So I washed it cold, delicate cycle inside out. And then I threw it in the dryer on medium heat for a while and let it tumble dry inside out. And it took like 1 or 2% of the volume out of it. Perfect. Now I love the relaxed fit. If you want a fit that is like more modern, like a slim kind of looking fit, which is what most people are used to, you want to size down one. Otherwise, you want to get true to size. So I'm medium usually. I got a medium. I'm 5'10", 165 pounds, 33-inch waist, usually like a 29-inch inseam or so. A 10 or 10 and a half is usually the boot or shoe size that I'm wearing. So just to give you an idea, 41-inch chest, 18-inch shoulder, usually 24, 25-inch arm. So that gives you some reference points. So most people, if you're like, consider yourself to be average sized, you just go true to size for the classic relaxed fit, like the way it would have fit in real life back in the like 30s. But then if you want the more modern fit, then you go down one size. Now, if you got some, you know, your arms are longer than usual, you're a really tall person, or you got broader shoulders than most people, or you're really like built and muscular, or just large frame, big chest, or whatever, obviously then you have to adjust per your needs. but usually it's true to size for that classic relaxed fit, if you want to look like historically correct. And then if you just want like a modern fit, size 1 down. Anyways, okay, let's jump in and I'll walk you through all the details. There she is, boys. Okay, so let's go. Let's start at the top and the inside, all right? So, made in China. Again, not my favorite thing, but thank you for making it, folks. Little thing to hang it. Leather patch. I do not like paper patches. I know it's a historical detail, like from the 50s or maybe the 40s. Correct me. I can't remember when that happened, the war or after the war. I don't like paper patches. The leather patch is fantastic. Size medium. This is part of Levi's premium line. It's not their made and crafted line. It's not their vintage clothing line. It's also not their regular line, like the outlet line. This is premium. So this is like above made and crafted, but below Levi's vintage clothing. All right. And not all the garments in this have any of these vintage details, which you're seeing. And so this is actually really rare to find something with so many vintage details in the premium line. Usually you would have to pay way more and go Levi's vintage clothing or go with another company to find all these. So some things you can see in the shot already if you have a trained eye. This back yoke stitch is chain stitched, double chain stitched, and that continues all the way to the front. Okay, so that's a chain stitch. I realized after I was filming this that my wife's jacket and denim shirt actually have chain stitching. So as a quick aside, these are the lowest level. These are not Levi's premium or made and crafted or Levi's vintage clothing. And yet we find what I think is a chain stitch across the yoke. Also look at the cuff on this thing. Chain stitch, double chain stitch, and then all the way up the arm, this seam right here, that seems to be a chain stitch. Also, this denim shirt she has, I think that's a chain stitch. Maybe I just don't know what I'm looking at. Anyways, we denim heads make this huge deal out of chain stitch. It's only on our garments. Not everyone does this, but I have, and maybe you have too. It's only on our garments. It's always on a union special. Well, I don't think these were made on a union special machine. Clearly there's a new machine of some kind that does either a chain stitch or something that really looks like a chain stitch. And so maybe this is not as big a deal as we're making it, because these are like mall level garments and they have it. And again, this is not like their Repro line. You know, this is just a regular old outlet level type 3. So anyhow, just kind of interesting. That was the aside. Back to the program at hand. We've got Selvedge ID running all the way down the inner side of the placket and stuff, that whole placket area, both sides. That's really cool. We've got these metal buttons, the classic Levi Strauss and Company, SF Cal, in other words, San Francisco, California. They are metal, but they're like kind of a cheap metal. They're not like as hefty as my flatheads and my black signs and all the other stuff like that, but it's cool. It's still cool. Really cool. And there's 5 of those going up the front of the jacket. You can see here the classic double pleated front. So they say these were partly so you could, they're like expansion gussets, like you could cut the threads here if you wanted more room, or cut both threads if you wanted even more room. I'm not sure if anyone actually ever did that. I'm definitely not going to do that. But that's one reason I love the Type 1 and the Type 2 is I love that double pleated front. Really love that detail. And don't so much care for the Type 3, how you got that V that goes down the front and the basically useless pockets. Like you could put a cigarette lighter in those tiny little pockets, but not much else. Whereas a Type 1 or a Type 2, you've got these bigger pockets. So you've got this patch pocket here. It's held on by stitching, obviously, and then you've got these classic copper Levi rivets. This has also got a Selvedge ID. Very nice. And the thing everybody wants, the all caps Levi's red tab, which a lot of other companies in the US are not allowed to do because it's a detail that's owned by Levi's because they're the original. So that's really cool. What else on the front? Well, the arms. Let's check out the arms. Okay, so we've got a bar tack here. Look at Denim on YouTube. He would be able to tell you the historical accuracy of this. I know some Levi jacket models had a bar tack like this and other ones had a rivet right here, but I just don't know which years they did that. And I know sometimes they went back and forth. Like they would start one way and then go another way. Like they'd start with a rivet and then during the war they went to a bar tack and then after the war they went back to rivet or something like that. But anyways, at least it's got a bar tack though for durability. It would be a bummer if it had no rivet and no bar tack. So that's cool. Again, metal buttons, but this is really cool. We got a double chain stitch here on the cuff. You look on the inside. I can't do it. Okay, so see this? In there, you've got the gold chain stitch, and then you've got like a yellow chain stitch at the perimeter. I'm not sure why they changed the color, but 2 chain stitches. That's great. That means in theory, I should get some roping here. You can kind of see it happening already. So that seems like it'll age really well. And then something Repro guys are not going to like, but if you're going to do it, you should do it like this. Hand warmer pockets. Don't put them here. You ruin the look of the jacket. So this way you get the historical look of a Type 1, but it's like seamlessly in the seam. You would not ever know it's there unless you look close or unless I told you. And it's really well done. You know, it's got the, canvas or cotton or whatever it is, pocket bags, and really thick seam here. It's got a bar tack there and a bar tack at the bottom for durability. Really awesome. And the waistband also has chain stitching. And again, yellow, and then in here, the classic gold stitching. That's great. Going to the inside, what you get from these pockets is, check this out. Okay, so if I put my hand in this pocket, okay, see that? My pocket's inside this pocket bag. And what that gives us, though, is this huge inner pocket. So this is the hand warmer pocket, but then you have this flap, and you can put stuff in there. Look how big that is. My whole hand fits in there. Like, it's like this big. Like, you could put a book in there. So great. And you've got it on both sides. So this is the kind of jacket where, like, even if you're really into repro clothing, this is way more practical than a classic garment, because you got hand warmer pockets and you've got huge storage pockets in addition to this pocket. If it was a Type 2, you would have another pocket here as well, and you might even have, you know, flaps on it and stuff. So if you want the ultimate travel jacket, you might not want to travel with your actual reproduction jacket. You might want to travel with this one because it's just way more useful, to be honest. So that's a really cool thing, and I think that's pretty much it on the front. As we flip it around to the back, I'll just comment that this fabric, I wish it was 100% cotton. It's a 77% cotton, and it's 23% hemp. So I'm kind of bummed that it's a blend. However, I'm glad that it's at least a natural blend. My Black Horse jeans are a linen cotton blend, both naturally occurring materials. And this is also 2 naturally occurring materials, hemp and cotton. My Patagonia workwear is made out of hemp, and I think very highly of it. It's stronger than cotton, but also softer than cotton, which is pretty incredible. So of all the things they could have mixed this with, I'm glad that they chose hemp. And apparently they do that for, you know, like saving the planet and all that stuff. It's more, earth friendly and economical and stuff. It conserves water and whatnot. So I think that's really cool. But, you know, just I'm the end user, right? I'm not the one making it. So really what I care about is how does it make the garment turn out? And, you know, it's 2 natural substances or materials anyways, and they're put together, and it's just like you would expect. It feels like cotton, and it's just a little softer than cotton because of that hemp blend. And then what you also get is, I don't typically care for nep, but you definitely have nep and stuff. See the little white flecks and all that. It's got a little bit of slub, but mostly you say it just has a bunch of nep, but it's not overdone. I'm not crazy about it, but I do like that it kind of gives it this old world feel, and it sets it apart from your typical Levi jacket. Again, I'm not hating people that wear Levi stuff, but the thing is, I don't want my jacket to look like every other mall brand jacket. So the fact that the fabric looks extremely different from a typical Levi's jacket or other brands makes me really happy. Anyways, so you can see the outline of the leather patch. There's really nothing under the collar. It's just the denim double layer. This is, I don't know what the weight the denim is, but based on feel, it feels a little lighter than my my warehouse duck diggers, which are like 13.5 ounces. So I'm going to say this is like 11 ounce, maybe 12 ounce at the most. And it's, of course, Sanforized. There's no way, I don't think you would get unsanforized one wash for $89. But yeah, again, this is a chain stitch. The yoke, it's not a T-back. Some of these jackets, the Levi historical jackets, have this seam, and then they have another seam running down this way. I believe that's a war model. This is not a T-back, and that's fine. And then you've got the little pleats that just kind of gives the the fabric a hint at which way it's supposed to fold. Like when you tighten the cinch down here, it's kind of telling the garment, hey, like fold this way. You know, don't bill it outward. And so that's little detail that's actually adding a lot to the functionality of this piece. This here is a jewel. Okay, so it's Selvedge first of all, front and back. It's very, very strong, just like the classic garment would have been. Triangular stitch with a center stitch. Over here you've got a box stitch around it, a center stitch, and then a rivet. And you can see on the other side. Yeah, very, very strong stuff, good stuff. LS & Co. SF. Another really sweet part of this is how many vintage details they have on this cinch back. So like this triangular stitch is a vintage ingredient, and the box stitch and the rivet that I was pointing out. And so this right here though, once you pull the strap out, you can see it's not like a full-on reproduction, but it is a metal functioning spike cinch that says LS and Company right there on the bar. So like this actually works. Okay, so if you were to cut this middle bar out, you would have the two spikes, and so it'd be a fully functioning metal spike cinch. So again, not the beautiful like fleur-de-lis one, or there's some other really, really beautiful ones that would be cooler. But for an $89 jacket, the fact that even little details like this, they're trying to get this in there. I cannot believe this isn't part of their LVC line. The fact that you could get something in their premium line with this it's unreal. So yeah, this whole spike cinch assembly is a jewel of this jacket if you care at all about vintage ingredients. So that's cool. And yeah, I just let this flop around. Like that's kind of the vibe of the jacket. Like you don't get a jacket like this so that you can look all prim and proper and clean, right? It's kind of that relaxed workwear vibe. And I'll say it's very comfortable. You may not be used to the relaxed fit. I think everybody should get the relaxed fit. I don't think you should size down because it's so comfortable. Like the mobility is great. I've been like dealing with my dog and my kids today with this thing, and we went on a little hike and stuff. I had, at a stoplight, had to, while the car was stopped, like reach back and help my daughter, and it was like so easy. I've had so many jackets, including my grizzly jacket, where like you try to bend back into the back seat and it's like it's fighting you tooth and nail. This you could do anything, and you could work on your car, underneath your car. You can climb a tree. So if you want a jacket you can actually use for life and not just look good in it, I'd say go with this relaxed classic fit. They created it for that, and I think they did a fantastic job back in the day. And it's a model that doesn't really need to be improved upon, which is why reproductions are so prevalent. So yeah, that's my snapshot, my initial impressions of this jacket. Just wanted to share it with you before I, start wearing it a ton. And I hope to give it a lot of love. And like I said, we got it for our anniversary, and so we're gonna wear our jackets for that, and it's gonna be cool because, as I always say, it's about the memories, right? It's not just about the stuff. It's about your life and how they connect to your life and how they are a reminder of your life. So, when I say let your boots take your place is more important than the boots themselves, let your jeans take your place is more important than the jeans themselves. The idea is that the patina and the fades, right, would like trigger these memories. Like, dude, when I look at the fades on this jacket, I remember like motorcycle riding across the Mojave Desert or whatever with my brother, or I remember fishing with my uncle, or I remember my son's birthday party, or when I see the patina on these boots, I remember that hike that we did as a family or whatever, or like these are the boots I was wearing when my daughter was born or my niece was born or whatever, this kind of stuff. So it's not really about the stuff. The stuff is super fun, super cool, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have this channel, but it's really about the things you do in them. So this being my first denim jacket that, for all I can see, I'm going to definitely hold on to, I really hope I get a lot of fades / memories in this jacket. So let your type 1 Levi jacket take your place is more important than the jacket itself. We will catch you on the next video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks, guys.